Ah, Bill Henshaw here again, your friendly local constitutional kook, and more on current events. And this one includes upcoming election fraud, but not what you think. Article just recently appeared online that said that mother and daughter in Florida are now facing each 16 years in jail on felony charges for fixing an election for high school homecoming queen. Inc. 16 years. That won't happen. They're both going to get plea bargains and probably a much shorter sentence than that if the whole case isn't thrown out. But Mike, give me a break here. I mean, 16 years. Now, how long of a jail sentence do you think the people involved in the election fraud, quote unquote, in various states, Arizona at the moment, most notably, very probably Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and other states, how long should they get? And I believe there was some serious fraud that went on here, and there's good reason to believe that. Even if we have elections, as I just got through saying in my latest video, there are no elections. And by the way, that'd be a hell of an affirmative defense to a charge of election fraud, wouldn't it? You got your dumbass state bar attorney to go there and will say, well, wait a minute, since there's no elections, no harm, no foul, can't be any crime. I would love to see that one happen. It won't, but I'd love to see it anyway. But 16 years for rigging an election for a high school homecoming queen. Give me a fucking break here. It's just so crazy. And Florida's apparently one of the worst states in terms of being, quote unquote, overly conservative, with stuff like this. But my goodness me, if they get 16 years, it should be life in prison without possibility of parole with a massive election fraud on a quote unquote federal level. So we'll see what plays out there. But just an astounding bit of business. And to learn more about this, and oh, by the way, my document materials, I should mention modestly priced constitutional defense document packets. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, and I'll send you information on my materials and how you can bring an all out assault on the jurisdiction of the trial court and put them out of business. That's what it is we need to do. Get rid of all this BS divide and conquer stuff they've been doing for at least 150 years. Get Africans, Asians, and Americans on the same page, same issues, same court, and now a judicial court that can rule on them. Once we get to that, the ball game is over. There are none right now, and that may include the U.S. Supreme Court, about which more on other videos. But no judicial courts, no judicial process. What's that? Constitution says, Article 1, Section 9 or 10, as the case may be, as a bill of attainder. Taking of life, liberty, or property without judicial process. It's no accident that the the U.S. Supreme Court hasn't made a serious ruling on that issue in 150 years. That's one of the issues we need to get in front of them. And you start raising issues like this in the trial court, quote unquote, that's when they get very angry, dismissive, and want to throw you out of court. And they're right to do it because the court that they're in doesn't have jurisdiction. So that's exactly what you see going on here. And they try to, bamboozle you and think you're the stupid one, and the shoe is on the other foot here. Because those type of issues win. I think maybe even in their courts, if we would go up the appellate thing, which is not what I do. But if those aren't bills of attainder, it's hard for me to, like the vehicle code, taxes stuff, all that crap. If those are not bill of attainders, it's hard for me to see what might be. And that's a hell of an issue. And there's more, my work covers all 6 articles of the Constitution, not just Article 1, Section 9 and 10. So it's interesting stuff. And like I said, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. I'll get you information out on what it is, what I have, and what I do. And you can take it, learn the materials. And by the way, if you acquire my materials, you get a lot of backing from me. It comes with complimentary phone consultations, as much email as time and circumstances permit, and even a Zoom appearance at a contested hearing. I'm not going to leave you out there to hang you out to dry alone. Not how I do business. So all of it's good stuff, and it's getting better and better, especially with events in my former hometown of Washington, D.C. But can you imagine if they would have taught me right outside the outskirts of Washington 50 years ago about all what I know now? Geez Louise, I was in the right place at the right time, but never had the right information, and you haven't either. Now you can get it. And we can go at them and break their control over this country from one coast to the other and do it all together. Get rid of all this divide and conquer BS they've been putting on us for at least 150 years and get it right and without attorneys because they're in on the fix too. It's just the way it is. I mean, you might get a good one every now and again, but don't hold your breath. So that said, remember to subscribe, like the videos, tell your friends, get the word out. The quicker we get on the right track here and get our status right and our issues right, and then in judicial court, the quicker we get rid of these bastards and put them out of business, and maybe many of them out there in San Quentin where their collective asses belong. Thank you.